Hello, my name is Ron Gailey. I'm the president, CEO, founder of OnPoint Insights. And I would like to walk you through very quickly a demo of our city POV dashboard. And you're looking at it right now, although I've kind of taken this dashboard and made it work for this purpose as well. So you'll see results, but you're also going to see the power of the content that we can put on here. I'm just going to explain. So on the left-hand side, you have the navigation here. And if I click on avoid these city headaches, or if I click on demographics, or if I click on direction of the city, all of these things are easily navigable on the left-hand side here. Very easy to get to. And this dashboard that you're looking at is something that cities share on their website. Leaders can have it, and I can create different versions, one for you and one for the different to go on your website for citizens. We have a lot of autonomy and a lot of ability to do what you want. Now, before we jump into the survey content itself, I want to show you, or the dashboard content itself, I want to show you a few things. First of all, I'd like to highlight that many surveys that you get, even from very well-known competitors, like the biggest names in the industry, their surveys are just too long. And there are other issues which you can glance through here that they have, but they're just too long. And we went through a typical competitive survey just a couple of weeks ago, and it had 37 questions in it, which was great, one would think. But it also had sub-questions like, how satisfied are you with the following items? And they had this list of, say, 16 items, followed by another, how much do you agree with these topics? Followed by 10 questions. And in total, there were 146 questions, which means if you take 10 seconds per question, it's a 24-minute survey. And I went through it and I came in at 25 minutes. So this is for real. And you don't want to have that long of a survey. People will drop out, they'll begin to scan and rush, and your data quality will simply decline. So if you want a long survey and get all the information, you can, but I would advise against it. And I'm not going to go over the rest of these things, but some companies, well, very briefly, they give you a platform, but you're doing it all yourself with a survey design and doing it yourself, analysis with just a few charts and so forth. So we help you far beyond that. Why are we different? Let me tell you a couple of things. First of all, the first city I helped, this is almost 5 years ago, the first survey, the city I helped had a survey that was one of these 25-minute long surveys. And I thought, how can we get down to the 10 minutes, which I expected a survey to be, with this long survey and not just make it shorter, right? How do we do it? And so I got very creative and I made it so that people only answered certain things if they were important to them. I'll show you a little bit more about that. But only answering the things that are important to people allowed me to take a very long survey, cover the same breadth of content, and get it down to 59 questions. And I'll show you more about how that happens here. But it's way easier on residents. It's way easier optimized for length, and you get better quality data in the end. And not only that, but we give you, in the end, a great survey design and a great analysis that helps you look at things. Because let me just mention a couple of things. First of all, a lot of surveys just give you a lot of information, but it's really hard to prioritize. I want to show you more about that. We do a gap analysis, a priority versus ratings on 50 attributes. And many surveys do a priority versus ratings on, say, 7 or 8, or maybe a dozen at most. So we give you a very thoughtful one, and we do it for you quickly. Our solution is a framework, right? So the framework goes this way. We have 6 elements that I'll briefly walk you through. You get happiness indicators, issue prioritization, overall prioritization across a lot of attributes, and many more items, experience with staff, local questions that are just tailored for you because we kept the survey short. It can focus on things that are really important to you. And let me show you a couple of things about it. For example, would you refer the friend to a city? Yes. And you get it in this really clear dashboard here where you can see, of course, that many are extremely likely. We group them into areas like strongly positive to strongly negative, and then we give you a score so we can compare with other cities and compare over time in a very logical way. It's beautiful stuff. Direction of the city. I told you we had the direction of the city indicators, the happiness indicators, and these are really good, where you can just see, are we going the right direction or the wrong direction? All in this easy dashboard. And the other thing I want to mention about the dashboard is that anytime you can say, hey, I want to see this for people who've been in the city, say 15 years or longer. And this quickly, you're able to see it from the old timers versus the new timers, or people of certain age groups, or the genders and so forth. I'm going to show you, of course, we do it so that you can look at things by area. How are we doing at different areas in the city? And you can clearly and quickly see how things are going for that. Now, I mentioned the issue prioritization, the gap analysis. And what we do is we do a gap analysis on 5 major themes. So within a theme like city facilities and events, we have 10 questions. In a theme like city benefits, we have 10 questions. And in the end, you're able to see what's most important, like this on the left, and how are we doing? And I'll show you why this is so powerful, like it's super easy for you. Looking at city facilities, here we can see what's most important to people on the left, city parks. Earth Day is important to 3% of the people. And the community garden is important to 5% of the people. And a lot of them are unhappy, but hey, it's 5% of the people. So you can decide to act on this, but you know that a small group is not happy rather than everybody being unhappy, right? And it's very, very powerful. The same thing for growth and development issues. Like in this particular city, what's most important when it comes to growth and development? And you see the list in priority order. And then you also see that they're doing pretty good on the top 3 things here. And that's what we love to see in a city. They've focused where it matters. There's so many other things that we can go through. We also show you, like, out of all 50 attributes, what are the top 20 in importance? Super powerful stuff. How do we rate employees and departments that we work with? A lot of people visited the police department, and they're generally very happy. And you can see that they're less happy for other things like code enforcement. Anyway, I'll pause right there. This is a quick introduction. There's more I could share, but it does give you an overall feeling of what it will do. And I thank you for taking a few minutes with me.